Welcome to Samadhi Game. We're here today on our impromptu scheduling, trying to bring a little bit of structure to consciousness so that we can nurture people who care enough to make a difference with this structure. That's the title of today's store, is not merely good enough. Because good enough means that, things will be okay, it'll work, but will it make a difference? Will it actually change the world? Will it actually bring your heart to full bloom where you are with your gifts to give gone? Well, that's the rub. That's what we're trying to figure out here, as a way to access deeper and deeper into our consciousness so that we can give a gift rather than just being good enough. We want to go beyond being good enough into gift given gone with exceptional brilliance. I was thinking yesterday, I saw, you might have seen, I posted on Facebook a clip about Apple. Let me see if I can find it here, actually. I think it's right here. I said it's a matter of heart, and Tim Cook has got it. Here, I'm going to show it here on the page here so you can see it behind us. It's a matter of they're gobbling up everything they can learn about, and about you and trying to monetize it. Cook said, "We think that's wrong, and that's not the kind of company Apple wants to be." And I believe that Apple and Tim Cook has been creating a culture that inspires people to be their gift to give gone. It's not merely good enough. They don't just make a phone that's good enough. It's beyond good. It's beyond good enough. It's exceptional. They don't just have ideas about how to interrelate with society at large as, well, everyone else is doing it, we're going to. They go the next leg beyond. They go beyond good enough into exceptional. When a company, a state that they have a lot of business in, I think it's South Carolina, threatened to reduce the energy mandate requirements for energy companies in the state and allow for less solar power generation. In other words, scale back the power generation that was supposed to be mandated by solar. Apple and a few other companies, I think Google and I think Facebook too, both came to the fore and wrote a letter together, which I thought was great, imploring the Senate of South Carolina to go the extra step and not roll back those mandates. We want to be better. We want to have it be a force of change by standing out away from the crowd, by delivering your gift gone. And my impression is that Samadhi Game, Manifesto of Enlightenment, the mantras that you find here will strengthen your character in such a way that it will push you to do that extra step, that gift given gone. What do you think? Try another light. See if it's too bright.
What do I think? I think you're right.
You don't have to think I'm right. You can just think of anything. It's a little bit more bright. That's nice. A little more light on the matter. So,
the cat's trying to move the cursor away.
That's what she's doing. The cat's here, and she's gonna create her own little space. Yes. Hi. Marlene has been very cuddly recently, hasn't she?
Well, there's coyotes and bobcats outside, so.
Yeah. Look, you should see how she holds you. Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
I wish you could see on camera. I'm thinking of getting another camera, by the way, to go beyond just being good enough. This broadcast we don't want it to just be good enough. We want it to be really good. And I'd like to get another camera with another angle, another angle on it so I can shift back and forth between camera shots. So I might have a wide-angle camera, like a little higher up,
You're going to be like that guy on Need for Speed.
What's that?
Michael Keaton on Need for
Speed.
Oh,
yeah, right. Yeah, I love Michael Keaton and the way he does stuff. his acting technique is awesome. Okay, so let's go to let's do a few mantras from Samadhi Game, and I think you'll have fun with our new shots. I don't know, we're experimenting with it today. This is our normal shot. This is the opening pillar of light, the pillar of the world. This is sort of a normal, you've seen this shot before. How we have opening pillar of light, the pillar of the world, and then I'm going to take us to this shot. This is kind of fun. Where did we go? We're there. But even better than that, this is kind of a fun shot too, where we go up here. Hey!
It's like Penny Dreadful.
You're right.
Yeah.
So we have a couple of shots to play with while we're reading, so we don't get lost. Because you see, with this shot here, if the scroll isn't just exactly right, you lose part of the words behind us. But in this particular shot, you don't really lose them. In this shot here,
click. The cat's gonna click.
She is. She keeps putting her feet down on the cursor down here. So if we lose you for a moment, here's the opening pillar of light, the pillar of the world. This is our attempt to not merely be good enough. What did I do? I moved that whole thing over. Not merely be good enough, but to actually bring some light to the world that is filled with excellence. So let's go ahead and begin by doing this opening pillar of light, the pillar of the world. Let me just go ahead and click on this. And let me click on this, and then let me click on this, just to get things correct. There. Okay. Sublime I am Samadhi that I am, enfolding me now in that mighty, magic, electronic pillar of cosmic light substance. My identification with its magnificent humility and thoughtful creativity, so powerful and... that's here, let me just go to our new shot. So powerful and complete, that I artfully and magically alter every polarity with healing unity. Within this majestic pillar of light, blazes that love as the violet, compassionate flame, into and around my etheric, mental, emotional, and physical bodies, effortlessly dissolving, consuming, transmuting, and reconciling the dualities of my human ego, charging my world and all I contact with a tangible substance, living awareness, and conscious activity, the presence and superconscious samadhi of all enlightened beings, liberated and ascended masters, seeing, feeling, and hearing this light as it shines, radiates, and resonates within me as a visible pillar of the world,
stabilized,
supported, and sustained by the brilliant, elegant one, and infinitely sensitive to that invulnerable state of divine I am Samadhi. We're going to give this a few times through. Each time we give the mantra, it creates a little groove of consciousness, and we're able to use it as a structure to focus a little bit more light through. So we get a little bit more action if we do it a few times through. So let's go ahead and go back to it again. Sublime I am Samadhi that I am, enfolding me now in that mighty, magic, electronic pillar of cosmic light substance. My identification with its magnificent humility and thoughtful creativity, so powerful and complete, that I artfully and magically alter every polarity with healing unity. Within this majestic pillar of light, blazes that love as the violet, compassionate flame, in, through, and around my etheric, mental, emotional, and physical bodies, effortlessly dissolving, consuming, transmuting, and reconciling the dualities of my human ego, charging my world and all I contact with a tangible substance, living awareness, and conscious activity, the presence and superconscious samadhi of all enlightened beings, liberated and ascended masters, seeing, feeling, and hearing this light as it shines, radiates, and resonates within me as a visible pillar of the world, stabilized, supported, and sustained by the brilliant, elegant one, and infinitely sensitive to that invulnerable state of divine I am Samadhi. And so we're back. so grateful to have you doing the mantras with me today and every day that we do. It's important to me, and it's important that I think that's important for us all to develop this momentum with our mantras so that we can actually not have to think about it. So it just becomes part of the subconscious, and we start to act with exceptional gift-given gone ability. So let's go on and let's give the ending of this particular mantra. I'll go to this shot here. Eternity is my home. I do all that is necessary to actualize this ever-fresh realization and organize my life around it. Eternity is my home. I do all that is necessary to actualize this ever-fresh realization and organize my life around it. Eternity is my home. I do all that is necessary to actualize this ever-fresh realization and organize my life around it. And so you can see that we have these mantras that help us to come together as a group with our thought forms, and as we do so, the energy increases. The idea gains power, just as in any organizational framework. The more people that come into it and give it their conscious awareness, the more it grows. The organization, we were talking earlier of Apple, the idea of Apple being this exceptional organization and bringing exceptional, not only organizational culture, but ethics and political correctness, if you will, to the fore. It comes because people have come together excited, joyous, happy to be in this idea of the presentation of the new ways of living, the culture that Apple wants to bring forth. So everyone comes together with this idea that it's growing. So the community of it brings more power to it than just any individual. Even just the individual of Steve Jobs, but everyone magnetized around his ideas of what Apple was meant to be. And because of that, it gained power and momentum, and now today is the most valuable company in the world. So let's go on and give some more of these mantras that really pull in the idea of our heart shared. Let's go to this particular mantra. Heartfelt, tangible Samadhi. O Great Spirit, O Mighty I Am Samadhi at the center of all creation, radiant with illuminating fire, O heartfelt parent of all sons and sons, pour forth that life-giving power and fan the spark of that divinity on the altar of my heart. Amplify and magnify this spark by the fire breath of the whole I Spirit, into the potent God flame that I am. O the shimmering fountain of life, that I hear, feel, smell, taste, and see within me. I choose this constant cascade of liquid light, actively receiving its shimmering directive radiance, tangibly and powerfully manifest in my experience. I open the innermost temple of love within this ebullient celestial cosmic fire. I manifest that life and light for healing and regeneration, letting the breadth, height, fullness, and crown of the solar radiance of the sun behind the sun appear. I stand forth. Revealed in and through me is the neutral witness, that Christos, Krishna, Buddha, Pharaoh, Monarch, Divine Mother, Father, Sun conscious awareness. I am the visible, audible, and tangible flame of eternal life, breathing the scintillating prana-chi from the source to the root of my being. Liquid rays of light, flooding my chakras, seated upon their lotus thrones of love. Molten gold of enlightenment, shivering its ascension up my spine, crowning my awareness with the diamond rays of attainment. Now what we can do is we can go into the saga breath where we're all breathing similarly at the same time, just as we're giving mantras at the same time. And this magnetizes the upper and the lower chakras all at the same time. So as we breathe in, let's go ahead and breathe in down the front side of the body with the tongue placed at the roof of the mouth. And as you breathe out, you can give a little kegel to the perineum, up the spine, up the back of the spine to the top of the head, and again breathing in down the front side of the body. And breathing out, up the spine, feeling the shiver all the way to the top of the head. Let's continue that breath a few times through. Go ahead and stop your breathing now and just rest and feel the resonance, that little tingle throughout the body the breath has brought to you, and feel that mixing with the love of your heart. That's your aura expanding when you do that. And from this position, this meditative poise, you can see everything. You can see your life, past, present, and future from here. I am. Which is, was, is, and is to come. The Almighty I Am, the center of your being. Just taking a little bit of time to practice its presence. Practice your identification with it. Come on. She wants you.
She wants the blanket.
We're still practicing. Okay. So now we're going to come back and we're going to give some more mantras. We're going to start softly and build it up. As the white fire being of my heart, that same white fire being that you could feel as the neutral witness there in your heart, I dynamically emanate and transmit this audible, tangible, fragrant, delectable, and visible substance of living Samadhi as creativity and direction. I am a sun in the palace of the shining void, this temple a glistening world of infinite space. The process of my transformations, sounding the melodies, harmonies, and rhythms of the great solar symphony. I am the dazzling flame of life, here and now, because I am nowhere else but everywhere forever. I am Samadhi's palpable joy, tactile glory, and felt perfection of boundless being. I am that, I am that, I am that. I am, and here you can name yourself. Something that's great. Something that's beyond the normal, beyond the ordinary. I am Gregory Donald Brinkley, nurturing people who care enough to make a difference. Something similar. You can do a phrase of who you are and who you are identifying yourself as. And then back to our mantra. I am in embodiment, in embodiment, in embodiment. I am oneness lived. So all we have to do every few hours is remember this. And if you can come back every day and say a mantra or two, you'll find yourself building a momentum on these thought forms that are building themselves into your subconscious and unconscious minds. As you, day by day, rehearse these lines of thought, they become more powerful, more real, and you allow for them to have more substance in your life, and eventually the reality of those thought forms, those processes of thought, take shape and manifest as the reality in your life. So thank you for joining us today on our Samadhi game, our new presentations such as this. I hope you enjoy, and come and join us again in some day in the near future, and we'd be happy to see you. Lots of love. Have a good day.